to be joined by our friend at Rosewood Hotels, sales manager Thibaut, Asso, and we're going to explore the recently opened Rosewood Le Guanahani. Thibaut, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Let's go right into it. I mean, the resort was renovated and reopened in December. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration for the renovation.
Thank you, Juan, and thank you, Like Travel. Always happy to be on a show. Rosewood Le Guanahani St. Barths, we closed in 2017 with 4 years of a full comprehensive redesign and renovation. With the same architect as before, as the same interior designer. So it's like clientele will feel the DNA of the resort with an enhancement of the product.
Beautiful. And then the Panama hat had a little bit of the inspiration. Tell us a little bit behind that.
The Panama hat is perfect. I'm just wearing it. Louis Pons, our wonderful interior designer, took the inspiration of the resort out of the Panama hat. The Panama hat, it's like the expression of the sun, of the beach. You can even find it on different destinations in the Caribbean, like in the south of France. So it's all this romance, all this energy through the Panama hat, which defines the hotel in terms of interior design.
And I mean, I think, you know, the redesign has been amazingly received from our clients. We've had 5 clients already with you in the last 6 or 7 weeks. But what's amazing about the resort is you're on a private 18-acre peninsula, and we're looking at it right here. Tell us a little bit about the location and some of your favorite features or some of the clients' favorite features so far.
Well, technically it's true. We are a unique location because we are the largest resort on the island by footprint. We have 18 acres of private peninsula. You have one beach, one side is the lagoon of Grand Cul-de-Sac. Easy for me to say, I'm French. And one side is the ocean. So 2 different types of water surrounded by lush vegetation.
Yep.
When you go to the resort, you really enjoy the property to its best. It's a true resort experience for the.
Yeah, and obviously too, you know, I think the location on the map, which I think you have there, you're kind of in a, if I remember correctly, you're part of a 25-acre natural reserve. So tell us a little bit about, you know, why that's important and maybe the location, how far you are maybe from the airport.
Absolutely correct. So in St. Barths, there's a lot of nature reserve, and we're lucky we are in the middle of one of them. Sustainability is very important for us, and this is why it took us 4 years to redesign the property, mainly because we took the time to check pipeline, sewage plant, we have new roofing, everything to be more energy efficient and controlling better our water consumption, because we know St. Barths is a dry island. There's not many spring sources. So it's very important to preserve the water.
Gotcha.
In terms of the location itself.
Go ahead.
So in terms of the location itself, we are located 12 minutes from the airport, Rémy de Hanen in Saint-Jean, and 15 minutes by car from Gustavia.
Gotcha. And so, you know, one of the things about the resort, though, like you said, it's kind of the largest by footprint, but it only has 60 rooms and suites. So it's still very, you know, intimate. Tell us a little bit about some of your favorite rooms and some of the locations and what some things that people should consider.
Well, you say it right. 66 accommodation. So believe it or not, this is the largest resort on the island, but it's only 66 accommodation. There is no big resort in St. Barths. We know it's an exclusive island. The definition of St. Barths will be the south of France will detach, drift away, and end in the middle of the Caribbean. It's my manager director, Martin van Wagerberg, who best described using this analogy. When you go to the resort, it's all about the color with a tool from the French. You have beautiful building, turquoise, lavender. I mentioned the two outstanding beaches, one on a lagoon. And very important, we are at one with nature. We are the only resort to have our own hike within the perimeter of the resort. You have the beautiful Le Morne of little rocks. It takes 10 minutes to go on top, and from the top you have a view overlooking the entire peninsula. What is nice about the resort in terms of design, we all individual bungalows. From one bedroom room, one bedroom suite, 2 and 3 bedroom suites. So you have a lot of space, you have a lot of option. 90% of the inventory is overlooking at the ocean, including out of 66 accommodation, 20 with a private pool. And I know it might sound funny, but they are heated, this swimming. It's never cold in summer, but well, some people like a little notch of warm in the winter months, just in case.
Yeah. No, and it's funny. There was like heated pool still is really, really important, and we do get folks who kind of always comment like, I can't believe the pool wasn't heated, so still very important. But again, like you said, it's just this very clean, very intimate, very upscale design that you guys were able to painstakingly work through over the last 2 or 3 years. So it's definitely definitely worth the wait for the reopen. So we are very, very thankful. And I think the one thing that, one of the reasons why people do go to St. Mark's too is the culinary scene, just wonderful, wonderful restaurants there. But you, of course, have created 3 distinct experiences. Tell us a little bit about the food and the culinary experience there at the resort.
It's correct. St. Barths is one of the few islands in the Caribbean where you have so many outstanding dining options. Clientele will go to St. Barths. I mean, it's 25 square kilometer island. So kind of within 30 minutes, you can do the tour of the island by car without traffic. And so many dining options, including ours. We have a restaurant called Beach House St. Barths. It's an entire complex where we have the beverage element and the food. For the restaurant, we are going Mediterranean food. We have 3 distinct dining areas, which are opening and closing according to the moment of the day. So it's not 3 restaurants, it's 1 restaurant. We recharge the energy according to the time of the day. For example, you start the breakfast in one area. As the lunch goes, you slowly move to the grill area and to the beach. And when the day starts to be to an end, you go back to your original point with a change of lighting and decoration and ambience.
Nice. And all beachfront too, all oceanfront as well.
All beachfront. You can feel the beach, you can you can hear the water, and the most important, you can taste the delicious food. We do a food which is about sharing the plate, a concept of mezze. So we have a small and larger plate, everything to be enjoyed. One of my favorite dish is a sardine. We have delicious sardine. We use a lot also of producteurs, the local one as much as possible. We are an island, so we know we have to import some food, but we use La Main Verte, it's a local producer for the herbs. We use local fishermen, chocolate from Martinique. We do our own beer with a partnership with a brewery in Guadeloupe. So all the local products we can use are reflecting within the cuisine. In terms of the beverage, because we know beverage is very important too, we have an outstanding collection of cocktail, of, I would say also dark liquor. It's called Bar Mélangé. During the daytime, you have your beach bar with light cocktail, revisit, and a beautiful menu. But at night, you go to Bar Mélangé. And at Bar Mélangé, we have an outstanding team of creative. Your guests were recently on property. We explained to them, when you go to Bar Mélangé, of course, we have the menu, it's lovely. Challenge a mixologist. Give them directive of what you like. It could be, I like a virgin cocktail, long, a little bit of sparkling and spice, and let them create the magic for you. It's all about creating memories at the resort in all the components of the hotel.
That's beautiful. And I think one thing that, this resort, it's very intimate, but it's also one thing we need to talk about is that it is family friendly. And so depending on the time of year, the vibe or the energy of the resort kind of changes. If you're going in toward late April, it might be more adult, but in wintertime, during vacations, you'll also have a lot of kids and a lot of great energy for kids as well. I think you have the kids program that's complimentary.
That's very true. So we have one thing which is a luxury in Saint Barths. We have space. We know in Saint Barths, space is very something difficult to have. So we are lucky. We can cater to families. We have Rosewood Explorer, a kids club. I wish I was a kid again to be able to play on it. Or I wish my daughter was not that old. Maybe soon I will have other children so I can go and enjoy from 4 years old to 11 years old, complimentary, amazing creative activities, which gives the time for the parents to have their time as a couple and interact with other adults. And for the kids, they have the time of their lives. They just enjoy it.
And this kind of is the perfect transition into the spa, right?
Exactly.
You can leave the kids in the kids club, and now you come to the spa and enjoy. Any particular signature treatments that are your favorites or things that have been standing out for clients?
My favorite one, so Sense Spa, it's all about local remedies, trying to interact with the Caribbean influence. My favorite treatment, the full experience, is called Le Morne. You go in the morning with our fitness instructor to hike the little rock I mentioned earlier. So the 10-minute hike with wellness session on top of the rock. You come back to the Sense Spa and you have your treatment is focusing on areas you have been working out. For example, ice on a leg, different treatment, unusual and quite exceptional on the result. And as you mentioned, for family and for couple, adult-only pool by the spa. So parents looking not to see any kids, they can go to the spa. Otherwise, we do have another pool which is open for everyone, overlooking at the lagoon of Grand Cul-de-Sac.
And I mean, to me, this is heaven for a family, right? The pool is basically steps from the sand. So for those families who the parents like to be in the sand, but the kids love the pool, but they're big enough to swim. You're within 10 or 15 yards of everything. So it's heaven for it. Would be heaven for me if I had little kids again. But
indeed, and
that's wonderful.
We have non-motorized water sports. So the lagoon of Grand Cul-de-Sac is a turtle natural reserve. You can just go with a see-through kayak and enjoy so many beautiful turtle seeing. Also, if you're a couple, the beach is so big because we have two sides of the beach. You can be on one side and any potential family on the other side. So you're not even bothered. Yeah. We are a good mix between family and couple. We have a good balance in between them.
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I mean, I think, we're looking at the gym here, so you can always go work out before a day at the beach, which is what we typically do. But
with all the nice food you have in Saint Barths, you need to work out a little bit.
Without a doubt. We always wake up, we do a little work, we work out. And again, this sense of adventure, you're on this natural park. But like you said, the island is so small, so it's really the perfect place to go out and explore for a day. Any particular, if you had a one-day itinerary, what would you do on the island, for example?
There's two things I love to do. I mean, Saint Barths allow you to be as wild as you want on both sides of the spectrum. So you can be as dressed up, elegant, partying, and as relaxed as you want on the opposite side. Two things I highly recommend for people to do. The first one, you are on an island. Take a day, half a day, or a full day on a boat, and you can see the island from the ocean. From Gustavia, you can take the boat, you go to Seles, Colombier, you can go all the different beaches. You finish at Chelona for a sunset, is absolutely wonderful. You start the sunrise with us because we are right in front. Yeah. And another experience, we know we can do the shopping. Saint Barths is exclusive for the shopping, and there is no tax. So even if the price are in euro, no tax, kind of break even for the total. You go the natural pool of Grand Fond. From the resort, it's a 5-minute by car and then a 20-minute walk. If you feel comfortable, we can show you the map. It's easy. There's no risk. You can go by yourself. Or we can book a private guide for you. There's an amazing guide on the island. We can explain to you the history of Saint Barths while walking to the natural pool of Grand Fond. I did it twice last week. Absolutely wonderful.
And I imagine, is it a cold spring? Is that what it is? It's like a cold where...
Technically, is the ocean is a kind of hole, two little hole, and the ocean surverse into it.
Oh,
so
awesome.
The water is staying. It's always moving. And it's very cool and nice water. So you see a lot of goats because there's goats around on the pass.
Sure.
And it's quite one of a kind because people picture Saint Barths as just the island for the jet set and party, but there's so much more component to it, which is phenomenal. It's one of the few islands you can really do everything you want. There's no limit on Saint Barths.
Got it. Oh, that's wonderful. That's amazing. And I think one of the things too that clients always kind of inquire about is renting a moke for the day or for the week to be able to get around. So that's always fun as well.
A mini moke or a mini Cooper. Believe it or not, I don't know if it's the case still, but a few years ago, the largest concentration per square meter in a world of Mini Cooper was in Saint Barths.
Well, I believe it. You need to maximize your gas mileage there. So that's a perfect car for an island.
And you see more and more electric car on the rental side. When you book your client to Saint Barths, I will say first thing is important, check the flight because we know could be challenging sometime. And second thing, check about your mean of transportation. You don't need to rent the car for the full stay, but maybe only a few nights you need a car to explore during the daytime and the rest you take a taxi because the roads are small. So not everyone feels confident, but it's very safe to go around Saint Barths.
Yeah. And I think the last 2 points too is, getting there, the majority, most of the clients, and again, from New York, you're going to transfer, from a New York airport to St. Martin, and you're going to take a flight over. You're going to need at least 2 hours in St. Martin's to connect. That's probably the best sense. Or the other option is you can fly from the New York area to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Tradewinds has an amazing service there. And one of the things people think about on the return, if you're going through San Juan, instead of going through customs in JFK or Newark, which could be a nightmare, you're doing customs in San Juan, which is huge.
Absolutely correct.
And Tradewinds just walks you right up to the front of the line, so it's really a great service to kind of to consider and stuff like that.
Right.
Well, listen, this has been perfect. We really appreciate all your time. We love. Last thing to mention is. Our Rosewood Elite partnership that we're very lucky to be part of, where we receive great amenities when people book with you guys. So we appreciate that partnership. And again, this has been a wonderful introduction to the resort and to the island. So we really appreciate it.
It has been wonderful for me. Merci beaucoup. And I hope to see you very soon all.
We will see you soon. Talk to you soon.